afternoon, everyone, and welcome to Live at 4 on this Wednesday. A good day to get some gardening in.
That's right. Lisa Briggs from the Bruce Company will be here later this hour. We'll be taking your calls and questions, and we'll let you know when it's time to call in. I think she's also going to be bringing some pumpkins, too.
Yeah, one of her famous carved pumpkins.
Yes.
Looking forward to that. But first, topping our headlines, Republicans pushed through a series of bills focused on abortion today, but is their passage a moot point? We'll take a closer look.
Plus, we're getting a better sense of how a loaded gun ended up in Alec Baldwin's hands on a movie set. We'll hear from the sheriff leading the investigation.
And a Madison high school principal is out of that job, abruptly shuffled into another one. We'll explain the context around the move. But first, let's take a look outside. Pretty nice fall day today.
Oh, the trees look so beautiful right now.
Right, enjoy them now because we have some spooky showers on the way. Austin's in the backyard. It's going to be a wet Thursday.
That's exactly right. Plenty of rain showers on the way for tomorrow. So get that gardening in here for the rest of today because we still have some blue skies overhead. Cloud cover starting to make its way into the area, but we're not going to expect the rain showers even for tonight for most of us as we're looking at those really picking up here by the time we reach tomorrow. 56 degrees outside currently, still seeing quite a bit of some sunshine, and even with the breeze out of the southeast to 14 miles per hour, wind chills with how warm it is are matching our temperatures. Current Doppler track, however, staying dry right now. So that's going to be the case for the rest of today, and that's going to be the case for tonight as well for, I would say, about 99% of us. Just a small chance to see a passing shower here and there. But then tomorrow, that's whenever that rain is going to return to the area. Now, taking a look at some of our temperatures, Black River Falls actually snuck all the way up into the lower 60s here this afternoon. We got trapped in the mid-50s here in Madison. Janesville also at 61 degrees. I did have to mention Black River Falls because they're usually our chilliest communities, but they're actually warmer than a lot of us here so far today. Now, our wind speeds are a little bit up there. It's a bit breezy here today, but not going to knock you off your feet, between around 10 and 15 miles per hour for a lot of communities, and that's generally going to stay there. Not really expected to see that increasing too much here over these next few days. In fact, it's likely going to decrease a little bit. Later on tonight, 44 degrees for the low. Mostly cloudy skies will help to keep our temperatures up as it stays mild. But then the rain showers, they do turn on here for tomorrow. But when will they exit and what's ahead afterwards? I'll have a look at your extended forecast coming up a little bit later on.
Thank you, Austin. The Republican-controlled Assembly is sending a package of anti-abortion bills to the governor.
They aren't expected to go far with Democratic Governor Tony Evers 2 years after he vetoed similar measures. Eric Franke is in the studio with us with the details. Eric.
Yeah, that's right, Susan and Mark, with both sides accusing the other of playing politics here. The Republicans really don't have enough votes to override an expected veto from Governor Evers. Now, one measure here would criminalize failing to render care to a baby born alive after an abortion, a felony with 6 years prison time, also causing the death of a child born alive, a felony punishable with life in prison. GOP lawmakers say they are hopeful the governor changes his mind here. They consider these bills a priority, but Democrats say it's just an attempt to energize the Republican base leading into next year's elections.
Republicans know these extreme bills won't become law, and they know a majority of Wisconsinites support access to safe and legal abortion.
This isn't about getting in between a doctor and a woman who has chosen to have an abortion. This is about the life of a child after that child survives the botched abortion, and just ensuring that that child gets the same care that any of us would deserve as well.
That is Assembly Majority Leader Jim Steineke. There are other parts of the package, include information doctors must give to women seeking abortions, also reduce funding for abortion providers, and prohibit abortions based on gender, race, or national origin. Again, all similar to the package the governor vetoed 2 years ago in 2019, and this all comes against the backdrop of the discussion over the 1973 Roe v. Wade decision coming into national focus, with the Supreme Court being asked to look at stricter abortion proposals pushed in both Texas and Mississippi. Mark and Susan.
Eric, thank you. Madison East High School Principal Sean Levy is being reassigned to a different role in the school district after numerous student protests over how the school handled an alleged sexual assault. In a statement this morning, MMSD Communications Director Tim Lamont said Levy accepted a position as Director of Secondary Multi-Tiered Support and Scheduling for the district. The change is effective today. Madison East Assistant Principal Mickey Smith will serve as interim principal principal for the rest of the school year. Smith has been the assistant principal at East High for the past 11 years. We're learning new details about the deadly shooting on the set of the Alec Baldwin movie Rust.
The Santa Fe Sheriff's Office says investigators found 500 rounds of ammunition, including blanks, dummy rounds, and live rounds, while searching the film set.
Anthony Pura is in Hollywood with more.
Investigators looking into the fatal shooting on a film set in Santa Fe, New Mexico, say they've recovered the lead projectile used in the incident and sent it to an FBI crime lab for testing.
It's a suspected live round that was fired, but it did fire from the weapon and it did cause injury. So that would lead us to believe that it was a live round.
Cinematographer Helena Hutchins was killed and director Joel Souza was injured when Alec Baldwin fired a long Colt revolver while rehearsing a scene last week. According to authorities, the gun Baldwin fired was one of 3 set aside by armorer Hannah Gutierrez and picked up by assistant director David Halls. Halls allegedly shouted "cold gun," meaning it had no rounds inside, then handed it to Baldwin.
We're going to try and determine exactly how that happened and if they should have known that there was a live round in that firearm.
The district attorney says all options are on the table, but it's too early to discuss criminal charges.
We can't say that it was negligence by whom, how many people were involved. We can't say that with any certainty at this point.
The sheriff's office says it is also investigating a report that some crew members took guns used on set for target practice. According to the entertainment website The Wrap, crew members used the guns with live rounds in them earlier in the day before the shooting. Anthony Pura, CBS News, Hollywood.
The Sheriff's Department says Alec Baldwin and the 2 people who handled the gun before giving it to him are all cooperating with the investigation.
U.S. Attorney General Merrick Garland was back on the hot seat today, testifying before the Senate Judiciary Committee. Republican senators quickly and repeatedly questioned Garland over a Justice Department memo addressing threats to school boards across the country. The memo addresses a federal response to violence and intimidation of school board officials, despite the National School Boards Association apologizing for the letter that inspired the memo.
Did you consider the chilling impact your memorandum would have on parents exercising their constitutional rights?
The only thing this memorandum is about is violence and threats of violence.
Nebraska Senator Ben Sasse accused Garland of politicizing the Justice Department. Also on the DOJ's plate, how it'll handle former Trump advisor Steve Bannon, who last week was held in contempt of Congress, and whether the department will file criminal charges against him.
Britain's Queen Elizabeth canceled a trip to Northern Ireland last week, and now she's canceling a trip to Scotland. The decision has brought the monarch's health under new scrutiny. After a trip to the hospital last week, Buckingham Palace said the Queen underwent preliminary investigations without giving any more details. But with the 95-year-old still advised to take it easy, the palace says she will miss the UN Climate Summit kicking off next week in Scotland.
But you must remember that she's 95 years old and she clearly has been exhausted. And so it's no doubt a very sensible decision.
Queen Elizabeth has already had a busy month before the trip to the hospital, traveling more than 1,000 miles while opening Parliament in Wales, visiting Scotland, and hosting business leaders in London. The royal family will still be represented at the UN summit. Prince Charles and Prince William, along with their wives, are scheduled to attend.
Today, Governor Tony Evers released a $2 million investment to support mental and behavioral health services for underserved communities, specifically Hmong and Southeast Asian Wisconsinites. He announced the investment today in Eau Claire to help fund the Wisconsin United Coalition of Mutual Assistance Association and its Project Resiliency Initiative.
The Hmong community faces disproportionate barriers to accessing the mental and behavioral health services they need, including language barriers, mental health literacy, stigma, accessibility and affordability, and finding culturally competent care that they can trust.
The money comes from the American Rescue Plan Act, and the state DHS will contract out work to provide specific culturally sensitive services beyond the department's capacity and expertise.
The United States banned lead in paint in the 1970s, but it is still found in the environment and poses a threat to children's health. Lead poisoning is caused by swallowing or breathing lead. Most children get lead poisoning from paint dust in homes built before 1978. We spoke to John Hausbeck from Public Health about misconceptions about lead.
When we say that to a parent, the parent's like, you know, my kid doesn't eat paint chips. They don't, you know, they're not picking stuff off the ground. The vast majority of kids get this exposure by just doing normal kid things, crawling around on the floor, putting their hands in places where dust builds up.
Since lead poisoning is preventable, if a child lives in or often visits pre-1978 housing, it's important to take precautions. They include things like carefully cleaning floors and windows to clean up lead dust, washing children's hands often, especially before eating, and covering chipped or peeling paint.
Yesterday, an independent FDA advisory panel voted to authorize a lower dose of the Pfizer COVID vaccine for kids ages 5 to 11. Final approval could come as early as next week, giving parents a decision to make. Dr. Michael Gutzett, the chief medical officer at Children's Wisconsin, understands that some parents will struggle with the decision.
This is why we would encourage conversations with trusted resources, the primary care provider for your child, as well as the Centers for Disease Control and the Department of Health Services website, which can provide additional information about the process and approval for the vaccine once it becomes available.
A CBS News poll showed only about a third of parents say they'll definitely get their kids vaccinated when it's approved for use. Studies are going on right now to assess the value of COVID vaccines for kids under the age of 5, and officials expect results on those studies soon. Well, still to come at 4, the number of new COVID cases is on the decline, but the pandemic is still taking a toll on people's mental health.
When we come back, UW Health psychologist Shyla Mergain will join us with some ways to cope in these tough times. That's when Live at 4 continues.
You're watching News 3 Now, live at 4.
What makes new Salonpas arthritis gel so good for arthritis pain? Salonpas contains the most prescribed topical pain relief ingredient. It's clinically proven, reduces inflammation, and comes in original prescription strength. Salonpas, it's good medicine.
It's time to find your next Chevy truck and forge ahead. Take on new challenges and take it to the next level. It's the perfect time to do more in your next Chevy. Find new possibilities, find new roads. Eligible customers get great offers from GM Financial, plus no monthly payments for 120 days on all 2021 Silverado 1500 Crew Cab pickups, and get $1,500 cash allowance. Find new roads at your local Chevy dealer.
Menards carries the supplies you need most. Save on a great selection of Rayovac products. Stock up on batteries for devices you use every day. Get 11% off all Rayovac products. Transform your home with Sylvania's True Wave Natural Light LED bulbs. Bring out the positive feelings of happiness, relaxation, and warmth while reducing eye strain and improving your sleep cycle. Over 100 True Wave bulbs are 11% off. Get 11% off everything now at Menards.
Save big money at Menards.
Have you seen those small
careful with it.
Sorry, Missy.
Excuse me, could we?
Excuse me, I was wondering, could we...
Finding the right person for the job isn't always easy. But when you have an insurance question, you can always count on your local Geico agent. They can give you personalized advice and could help you save hundreds.
Who wants some dress shirts?
For expert help with all your insurance needs, get to know your local Geico agent today.
I'm not getting through the pandemic just to end up with the flu.
I asked for Fluzone High-Dose Quadrivalent. It's the #1 used flu vaccine for people 65 and older.
Fluzone High-Dose Quadrivalent is the only vaccine approved by the FDA for superior flu protection in adults 65 plus.
I'm not letting my guard down.
Flu Zone High Dose Quadrivalent isn't for people who've had a severe allergic reaction to any flu vaccine or vaccine component, including eggs or egg products. Tell your healthcare professional if you've ever experienced severe muscle weakness after receiving a flu shot. People with weakened immune systems, including those receiving therapies that suppress the immune system, may experience lower immune responses. Vaccination may not protect everyone. Side effects include pain, redness and/or swelling where you got the shot, muscle ache, headache, and general discomfort. Other side effects may occur.
All flu shots are not the same. I raised my game with Flu Zone High Dose Quadrivalent.
Ask your doctor or pharmacist for Flu Zone High Dose Quadrivalent.
Well, in just a few days, either the Atlanta Braves or the Houston Astros will win the World Series.
And if the Astros win, a man well known to Houstonians will take home a hefty sum. Television viewers in Houston know Jim Mattress Mac McInville for commercials he stars in to advertise his furniture store. An Astros victory in the World Series would net him $35.6 million. That's because of a bet he placed at Caesars in Las Vegas back in June. You may be wondering how much he had to put down to get a payout that large, which, by the way, would be the largest single payout in a bet in U.S. history. Well, the answer, $2 million. Wow. So that's a lot to put down in the first place.
Yes, it is. Well, good luck to him. The U.S. has issued its first passport with an X gender marker. The State Department announced in June that it was implementing gender-inclusive policies. Anyone applying for a passport can mark an X for gender, if they identify as non-binary, intersex, or gender non-conforming. Previously, applicants would need a medical certification if their self-selected sex marker didn't match the sex listed on other official documents. The State Department is still updating the system and the forms for this new policy.
The U.S. is asking Britain's Royal Courts of Justice to extradite Julian Assange. The federal government has charged the WikiLeaks founder with 18 crimes after his site published thousands of classified files and diplomatic cables in 2010. A British judge ruled in January Assange should not be extradited, citing concerns he'd be a suicide risk if imprisoned in the U.S. Lawyers for the government attempted to appease those worries in an appeal by guaranteeing Assange would be taken directly before a judge upon arrival in the U.S.
Well, smoke 'em if you got 'em may be a philosophy that more people adopted during the pandemic. Cigarette sales went up last year for the first time in 20 years. It was only a 0.4% increase, but that is still surprising for a number that has been going down each year. It's not known exactly why people are buying more cigarettes. Some experts say increased isolation and uncertainty increases the risk of substance abuse.
No tricks or treating at the White House this year. The traditional Halloween event, typically held on the South Lawn and attended by White House staff and military families, has been canceled this year. That's because President Joe Biden and First Lady Jill won't be home. Instead, they'll be in Europe to attend the G20 summit in Rome and the UN's summit in Glasgow, Scotland. The White House will illuminate orange on October 31st, but the staff there is encouraging people to celebrate Halloween in their own neighborhoods. The Bidens haven't hosted many large gatherings at the White House due to the COVID pandemic.
I'm gonna put a bowl of candy out on the step. Well, if you're about to see a bizarre Halloween tradition, it's called the annual pumpkin roll, and it happens in suburban Cleveland each year, a few days before Halloween. It started as a prank by a bunch of high school kids in 1967, and it has endured ever since then. Students use a dump truck to unload the pumpkins on the top of a hill that leads down to the Chagrin Falls Main Street. The students appear to have a great time, but you can see why some of the residents aren't exactly happy with this tradition. Police will give organizers a ticket for illegal dumping, but the students raise money, believe it or not, to pay that fine, and they do clean up the mess.
I can see Bascom Hill here.
Oh, don't give them any ideas.
It was a mixed day on Wall Street. The Dow Industrials fell 266 points, closing at 35,490. The NASDAQ, however, was up fractionally. The S&P 500, though, was off 23. Well, even with more people getting vaccinated, the pandemic still has people's stress levels rising.
Right. The American Psychological Association's Stress in America survey of more than 3,000 adults was released today.
It found the pandemic is still having a profound effect on people's mental health. UW Health distinguished psychologist Shyla Mergain is here with some ways to cope. Good to see you again, Shyla.
Hi, Shyla.
Hi, Mark and Susan. Thanks for having me.
So I guess what you're saying is you should identify and validate your feelings here.
Absolutely. A recent poll by the Associated Press found that people's stress levels are as high as it was last winter. And the Stress in America report that you stated says that a third of adults are so stressed that they're having difficulty with daily tasks and making just basic day-to-day choices. And so first, we just want to recognize that these are really stressful times, especially headed into winter. And just validate that your feelings are real. We have to feel them to feel them. And so you can express them by maybe doing some therapeutic journaling or talking to somebody you trust, or even expressing them creatively, maybe with painting or moving your body, exercising, or just getting a good night's rest.
I think there's a lot of uncertainty because nobody knows what the future will bring, and we're not out of the woods with this yet. One interesting statistic from that survey is 61% of respondents said the pandemic made them rethink how they were living their life. And we've done a lot of stories about people quitting their jobs because the pandemic is sort of reorganizing how they're thinking about the future. Should you be thinking about the future or just trying to take it one day at a time and be present?
If you look at that survey, they also found that almost 50% of people felt like they couldn't even plan for their future. And with this stress and anxiety, many people are future forecasting. They're getting hooked by that anxiety and going down a rabbit hole of doom and gloom thinking about what possibly could go wrong in the future and then feeling immobilized. Instead, we really want to manage our thoughts. Some planning for the future is helpful. We do better that way. But really practicing some mindfulness of bringing your thinking and yourself in the present. When those thoughts pop up, you can ask yourself, is this thought hurting me? Is it creating additional stress? Or is it helping me? Is it promoting peace of mind? Is it cultivating resilience? We really want to reduce anxiety and stress by choosing thoughts that bring you that sense of calm and strength.
And it never hurts to seek professional help.
Absolutely. You know, we really want to focus on what we can control because uncertainty makes people feel anxious. So making sure you're doing that self-care, engaging in gratitude practice, exercising, staying connected. You find that the anxiety is so high, you know, you're not doing well professionally, or your relationships are hurting, or you're just feeling considerable distress, then please reach out and talk to a professional. There are many behavioral health specialists available to help.
Control what you can control and let the rest go is a good mantra to live by during these times.
Shyla, thanks for being with us today. Great advice as usual.
It's always such a joy. Thank you for having me.
Great to see you.
Well, still to come at 4, you've heard of happy face or long face. How about Delta face?
Well, soon your face is all you may need to board a Delta Airlines flight. We'll have more on that coming up after Austin's forecast.
To be a thriver with metastatic breast cancer means asking for what we want and need. And we need more time. So we want Kisqali. Living longer is possible and proven with Kisqali when taken with a non-steroidal aromatase inhibitor in premenopausal women with HR-positive, HER2-negative metastatic breast cancer. Kisqali is a pill that's significantly more effective at delaying disease progression versus a non-steroidal aromatase inhibitor alone. Kisqali can cause lung problems or an abnormal heartbeat, which can lead to death. It can cause serious skin reactions, liver problems, and low white blood cell counts that may result in severe infections. Tell your doctor right away if you have new or worsening symptoms, including breathing problems, cough, chest pain, a change in your heartbeat, dizziness, yellowing of the skin or eyes, dark urine, tiredness, loss of appetite, abdomen pain, bleeding, bruising, fever, chills, or other symptoms of an infection, a severe or worsening rash, are or plan to become pregnant or breastfeeding. Avoid grapefruit during treatment. Kisqali is not approved for use with tamoxifen. Ask your doctor about living longer with Kisqali.
Just outside of a town called Basic is Basic Lake, where families gather together for some basic fun. And if you have the 2021 Nissan Rogue with 5 drive modes, You can climb above basic and find a trail where no one else goes. The 2021 Nissan Rogue. Anything but basic.
Get 0% financing for up to 72 months on 13 models, or save up to $42.62 on select models.
There's nothing like a great night's sleep on a new mattress from Steinhoffels. Right now, get a $25 Panera gift card when you test rest a Tempur-Pedic mattress in any of our stores. Plus, get $300 in Steinhoffels cash with any Queen Tempur-Pedic mattress purchase. Queen mattresses start at just $22.99. With free delivery and Steinhoffels 120-night sleep guarantee, you can't make a mistake. Only at Steinhoffels and Steinhoffels.com.
Those brave men and women of our armed forces, generations of them. Why should today's burdens fall back onto them? They were there for us. Now let's be there for them. Your local Wisconsin energy providers and the Keep Wisconsin Warm Cool Fund are working together to deliver Wisconsin veterans in crisis heat, power, and help staying in their home. But they can't do it alone. Call to donate today.
At U.S. Cellular, we know the local landscape, so we can help everyone stay connected for less. And less also means more, as in more choice. While the other guys may limit your options, at U.S. Cellular, you choose any phone and we make it free. That's right. Visit our store and any phone you see is free. Plus, get unlimited data for $30 a month and get the most out of our state-of-the-art network, wherever you choose to go. U.S. Cellular, America's locally grown wireless.
Well, take a look at this. A Washington, D.C. tradition has returned after a year off due to the pandemic. The 17th Street High Heel Race hit the streets of D.C. last night. Crowds cheered on drag queens as they dashed down the street in high heels and extravagant costumes. The event, which takes place in the DuPont Circle neighborhood, is one of the city's most unique traditions, and its return serves as a sign that things are slowly returning to, quote, normal.
It's so funny. It just makes me laugh.
That is very funny. Some of the guys are having a little trouble in the heels, too.
Yeah, just a tad.
Well, need an excuse to enjoy a cold one on a random Wednesday?
It is National American Beer Day, just American beers. The oldest producing brewery in the United States is Yuengling, which was established as an Eagle Brewery in Pottsville, Pennsylvania in 1829. Today, there are more than 2,100 breweries in the United States.
And some very good ones in Dane County, especially.
Cheers.
All right. Cheers to you, Austin.
That's right. Yeah, I'm excited for the forecast coming up after we can get through Thursday and Friday. Then we're looking really good for the weekend. Holiday weekend coming up here with Halloween on Sunday. So what is that Halloween forecast looking like? And what about those rain chances over the next few days? What are we expecting? I'll have a look coming up.
Dry eye symptoms keep driving you crazy? Inflammation in your eye might be to blame.
Let's kick Ken's ache and burn into gear.
Over-the-counter eye drops typically work by lubricating your eyes and may provide temporary relief.
Those drops will probably pass right by me.
Xiidra works differently, targeting inflammation that can cause dry eye disease.
What is that? Xiidra? No!
It can provide lasting relief. Xiidra is the only FDA-approved non-steroid treatment specifically for the signs and symptoms of dry eye disease. 1 drop in each eye twice a day. Don't use if you're allergic to Xiidra. Common side effects include eye irritation, discomfort, or blurred vision when applied to the eye, and unusual taste sensation. Don't touch container tip to your eye or any surface. After using Xiidra, wait 15 minutes before reinserting contacts.
Got any room in your eye?
Be proactive about managing your symptoms by talking to your doctor about twice daily Xiidra like I did.
I prefer you didn't.
Xiidra. Not today, dry eye.
At U.S. Cellular, we know the local landscape, so we can help everyone stay connected for less. And less also means more, as in more choice. While the other guys may limit your options, at U.S. Cellular, you choose any phone and we make it free. That's right. Visit our store and any phone you see is free. Plus, get unlimited data for $30 a month and get the most out of our state-of-the-art network, wherever you choose to go. U.S. Cellular, America's locally grown wireless.
This is Ford Truck Month. Tag a
take a ride in the all-new 2021 Ford F-150 with an available 12-inch touchscreen, an available interior work surface, and for powerful performance on demand, a class exclusive available Pro Power onboard mobile generator. These are America's best-selling trucks. This is Ford Truck Month. Inventory levels are coming back up, making Truck Month the time to get an F-150 with 0 for 72 and 1,000 retail order bonus.
I have worked at Huffcore for the last 36 years.
Huffcore closing the plant, moving production to Mexico.
I gave my life and my body to that place. Ron Johnson pushed through a tax law that rewards outsourcing. Companies can bring profits back from Mexico tax-free. And worse, Ron Johnson profited personally from outsourcing. He has doubled his wealth since taking office. Tell Ron Johnson to stop putting his profits above our jobs.
News 3 Now First Warn Weather is brought to you by Lazy Boy Home Furnishings and Decor.
Discover a shopping and design experience as comfortable as the furniture. Lazy Boy Home Furnishings and Decor. Schedule your free design consultation today.
Welcome back. It's not a bad day outside at all as of right now. In fact, I'm willing to say it's actually a very gorgeous day because once we reach tomorrow at this time, it's not going to feel the same. It's going to be a little on the cooler side of things. We're going to see plenty of rain showers as well, but it's going to feel like October for quite some time. So we do need to keep that in mind. 50s and 40s. That's all the high temperatures that we're going to see in this extended forecast. Rain showers return here on Thursday. Some of them linger into Friday, but then afterwards, we do really fall into a pretty extensive dry pattern by the looks of things right now. So hopefully we can keep that going a little bit longer. But a live look outside in Madison right now, still a lot of blue skies. Some cloud cover here and there, but overall, definitely a beautiful day out there. Doppler track not showing any type of action right now, which is good news as we are expecting to stay dry here for the rest of today and even tonight for most of us. But this next system, well, it's just sitting up off to our west, slowly creeping its way towards us. But notice how the rainfall is generally light to possibly some moderate showers, and that's exactly what we're expecting here. Very low chance to actually see a thunderstorm embedded here within this. It is a possibility, but again, those chances are oh so low. Most of us are just not going to see that. Future track, however, it does show those showers returning to the area here by the time we reach tomorrow. In the morning hours, it does look like a lot of us could stay dry, but then starting with some of our western communities, a lot of these rain showers are going to start to make their way through, and then we're going to see some more moisture moving up from the south here, and that's going to bring most of those showers in the afternoon and evening hours for tomorrow. So in the morning, it might stay dry, but keep that umbrella on hand just in case, because by the time you're driving home from work, well, this is what we're going to deal with on the radar. A lot of those showers around the area. Again, light to moderate showers for the most part. Heavy downpour, not out of the question, but it's going to be pretty rare. And then you look at Friday, a few more showers will be lingering around the area, but then we do, again, dry things out afterwards, and we're looking really good to go after we get through Friday. Now, how much rain are we looking at? Our future track still does show just about 1/4 of an inch to 1/2 of an inch or so of rainfall for a lot of our communities. Not likely going to cause any flooding, which is good news due to the nature of these lighter rain showers. And we still need a little bit of some healthy rainfall, so that's going to be right on the money right there. 6 to 10 day precipitation outlook does show, like what we're expecting in our forecast, drier than average conditions here for our area. So that's some good news right there, as we are going to dry things out after we get through these rain chances. Again, tomorrow, that's going to be our best shot at seeing those rain chances moving through. By the time we see Friday, I'd say most of the day will stay dry with just a chance of a few of those showers passing through here and there. And then it does look like the sunshine takes over afterwards. And, well, it's not going anywhere. You can see how that sun actually sticks around for quite some time. A little bit more cloud cover expected on Tuesday. It's not going to do too much to our temperatures, however. We do have a little bit of a drop-off in the temperatures. By the time we see Sunday into Monday, we're going to stay pretty chilly. And then those 40s, they're going to be here to last for some time. That's actually below average for this time of the year. First time I've said that in a few months.
November 1st, yeah, Monday.
That's right. It's not too far away. It's right around the corner.
That's great. That's great timing, though, for the weekend.
Yeah, good trick-or-treating weather.
Yeah, perfect.
And UW homecoming.
That's right.
That's going on. Thank you, Austin. With more people flying, airport travelers are once again seeing delays, cancellations, and long lines.
But new facial recognition technology could cut down on waiting times at security checkpoints. Pete Muntean has the story.
For the first time, your next flight could be unlocked by facial recognition technology, starting at bag check, going through security, and all the way to the gate.
Success. You're welcome aboard.
The new partnership between Delta Airlines and the Transportation Security Administration aims to save passengers time as people are flooding back to airports.
And really hopefully reduce stress and increase the speed at which people traverse to the airport.
Delta's Ranjan Goswami showed me how the system works at bag check. He says what typically takes 2 minutes and 30 seconds is now down to 30 seconds. He says the process of verifying your identity at the TSA checkpoint is now down to only 6 seconds.
I think the timing could not be more perfect in many ways because you're right, more and more regular travelers are coming back to travel.
The trial will start at Delta's busiest hub, at first for those in Delta's frequent flyer program who also have TSA PreCheck. Passport and visa photos in a federal database are compared with your live photo. The TSA insists that file is immediately destroyed, upping security from cyber threats and hacks.
We've definitely taken privacy considerations into account the whole way. If somebody does not want to participate, they do not have to opt in and participate. They really have that choice if they want to have the experience. Thank you. Welcome to the Airline. Thank you.
American Airlines is also trying facial recognition at its DFW terminal lounges. But industry experts think using the technology from the moment you arrive at the airport could cut the time you spend waiting in half.
If we see the TSA get that kind of an increase in productivity, long airport security lines could be a thing of the past.
The new facial recognition technology launches at the Atlanta airport next month, right ahead of the busy holiday travel season.
I'm going through Atlanta in December.
You are, that's right.
Maybe I'll have to have a face-off. All right, coming up next, Jeannie Mose talks about a man who had a Greek tragedy on television.
And then coming up next hour, rising EMS calls and declining staffing at rural fire and EMS departments across Wisconsin is reaching a crisis level. We'll have that story at 5.
Your eyes, beautiful on the outside. But if you have diabetes, there can be some not so pretty stuff going on the inside. It's true. If you have diabetes, you know high blood sugar is the root of the problem. But that excess sugar can cause the blood vessels to be seriously damaged. And when that happens, this could happen: vision loss or even blindness. That's right. Diabetic retinopathy is a leading cause of blindness for adults in the U.S. But even though you can't see it, there is something you can do about it. Remember this: now is the time to get your eyes checked. Eye care is an incredibly important part of your long-term diabetes management. See a path forward with actions and treatments that may help your eyes and protect against vision loss. Just say to yourself, "Now I see." Then go see an eye care specialist. Visit nowic.com to get the facts about diabetes, your eyes, and what you can do next to take control of your sight. Brought to you by Regeneron.
At Humana, we believe your health care should evolve with you, and part of that evolution means choosing the right Medicare plan for you. Humana can help. With Original Medicare, you're covered for hospital stays and doctor office visits, but you'll have to pay a deductible for each. A Medicare supplement plan can cover your deductibles and co-insurance, but you may pay higher premiums and still not get prescription drug coverage. But with an all-in-one Humana Medicare Advantage plan, you could get all that coverage plus Part D prescription drug benefits. You get all this coverage for as low as a $0 monthly plan premium in many areas. Humana has a large network of doctors and hospitals and telehealth coverage with a $0 copay. So call or go online today and get your free decision guide. Discover how an all-in-one Humana Medicare Advantage plan could save you money. Humana, a more human way to healthcare.
Your heart is at the heart of everything you do. And if you have heart failure, there's Entresto. Entresto is proven superior at helping people stay alive and out of the hospital. Don't take Entresto if pregnant. It can cause harm or death to an unborn baby. Don't take Entresto with an ACE inhibitor or aliskiren, or if you've had angioedema with an ACE or ARB. The most serious side effects are angioedema, low blood pressure, kidney problems, or high blood potassium. Ask your doctor about Entresto.
Tonight on News 3 Now at 5, after the principal is reassigned following student protest over the school's handling of an alleged sexual assault. Find out how Madison East High School is moving forward.
And it has been a dry start to the week, but we do have another opportunity for rain as we look ahead to tomorrow. We'll take a look at those shower chances and your weekend forecast.
Then at 6, how a shortage of emergency medical personnel could threaten public safety in many smaller Wisconsin communities. Join us tonight for that story on News 3 Now at 6.
You're watching News 3 Now at 4. Winner of the National Edward R. Murrow Award for Overall Excellence in Television.
Well, a game show contestant's Homer Simpson fail has gone viral.
Jeannie Mose has this tale of two Homers.
They're two guys who share a name, but not much else. This is the odyssey of a game show blooper.
In his epic poems, Homer often refers to nectar as the drink of the gods and which other substance as their food.
I know he likes donuts.
The host of the British game show, Tipping Point, barely managed to keep a straight face. True, Homer Simpson is a glutton for donuts. But Homer the poet, not so much. Only when the host reread the question did this school teacher realize he blew it.
In his epic poems, Homer often refers to nectar as the drink of the gods and which other substance is their food.
We've got the wrong Homer.
The nectar Homer Simpson loves is beer. Someone wondered, why did he not say dough when he realized? Dough. The Homer mix-up now joins the ranks of other classics, such as the one on the British show, Pointless, when a contestant answered, who was assassinated by Lee Harvey Oswald in Dallas?
J.R.
J.R. Ewing.
She just get dumber and dumber every day.
Is not to be confused with JFK. And then there was the time Popeye had eyes poppin'.
Name Popeye's favorite food.
She confidently, perhaps hungrily, opted for Popeye's chicken rather than spinach. By the way, the answer to what the poet Homer calls the food of the gods is not donuts, but ambrosia. The Simpsons themselves once appeared on a Japanese game show.
We punish ignorance. Ignore what?
That's what happens when you strike out rather than hit a homer. Jeannie Mose, CNN.
I know he likes donuts.
New York.
Oh, that is so funny.
Oh my gosh.
That was great.
All right, Lisa Briggs from the Bruce Company is standing by, ready to take your plant and garden questions.
If you have a question for Lisa, call now. There she is. Oh, she's done some carving. We love Lisa's carved pumpkins. We're going to show them off in just a little bit. 270-9933. We'll get your questions right after this.
Your heart is at the heart of everything you do. And if you have heart failure, there's Entresto. Entresto is proven superior at helping people stay alive and out of the hospital. Don't take Entresto if pregnant. It can cause harm or death to an unborn baby. Don't take Entresto with an ACE inhibitor or aliskiren, or if you've had angioedema with an ACE or ARB. The most serious side effects are angioedema, low blood pressure, kidney problems, or high blood potassium. Ask your doctor about Entresto.
Feeling trapped by your expensive cell phone plan? Here's the key. Switch to Consumer Cellular. Keep your phone and number with the same great coverage as the big carriers. Escape to a no-contract $20 a month plan with talk, text, and data. It's easy to connect. With our award-winning customer support team, no sleight of hand is required. Call, go online, or visit Target to get your new SIM card or phone today.
In America, the future belongs to everyone. So we built the SUV of the future for everyone. Ford Explorer, America's best-selling SUV, with available seating for up to 7 passengers, and available terrain management system. Because the SUV of the future isn't built for a few. It's built for America. Ford Explorer. Drive one today. Now lease an Explorer XLT for just $389 a month, only at your Wisconsin and UP Ford dealers.
The house before you, over 30 years old, still has its original window. It's bone.
Folks,
there's no need to be afraid of old windows. Just call Feldco for 50% off.
Right now at Feldco, get 50% off windows. Plus, no interest for 1 year.
50% off ends Halloween. Hurry, call now.
For quality windows, siding, and doors, call 866 for Feldco.
Why hide your skin if Dupixent has your moderate to severe eczema or atopic dermatitis under control?
Hide my skin? Not me.
By hitting eczema where it counts, Dupixent helps heal your skin from within, keeping you one step ahead of eczema. And that means long-lasting, clearer skin and fast itch relief for adults.
Hide my skin? Not me.
By helping to control eczema with Dupixent, you can show more with less eczema. Don't use if you're allergic to Dupixent. Serious allergic reactions can occur, including anaphylaxis, which is severe. Tell your doctor about new or worsening eye problems, such as eye pain or vision changes, or a parasitic infection. If you take asthma medicines, don't change or stop them without talking to your doctor. When you help heal your skin from within, you can change how your skin looks and feels. And that's the kind of change you notice. Talk to your eczema specialist about Dupixent, a breakthrough eczema treatment.
And welcome back. Taking a look outside right now. Traffic moving along quite nicely. A little bit of some slowdowns on the Beltline right now, but not as much as what we have seen usually at this time of the day. Now taking a peek down at Janesville, much of the same. Everything moving along quite nicely. And overall around the area, traffic is looking good to go as of right now.
All right, Austin, thank you. Well, here's something you don't normally see in Hong Kong. A giant pumpkin is lit up for the holiday. Hong Kong is not known for its ostentatious Halloween celebrations. They don't do trick-or-treating there, but this year, a large pumpkin at Victoria Harbor means Hong Kongers can finally go to the Halloween ball. The 5-story tall sculpture has been a big attraction. A lot of people taking selfies with it.
They're addicted to selfies.
Yeah, they are, and that is definitely a sight to see. So it's not, the kids really enjoy it because this isn't a holiday they normally celebrate.
Right, there are no houses in Hong Kong.
That's
it's all
right.
high-rises.
It's a vertical society, yeah.
All right, Lisa Briggs from the Bruce Company is taking your plant and garden questions at 270-9933. She's outside in the patio, and this is your favorite time of the year, isn't it?
I do love fall. It's Christmas setup. I love the weather. There are no bugs, and I get to carve pumpkins.
And you're an expert at that.
Well, some people might say that, yes.
I say that for sure. That's a beauty. Tell us a little about that one.
So this is just a sort of a sunflower and a moon, and I thought I would leave this one for you guys, although you guys are going to have to gut it because I did not do that.
Okay. Right.
That's my least favorite part of pumpkin carving.
And your favorite trick, although you don't have one, is tilt it forward. You use the stem as the nose.
Like this.
Yes.
All right.
That's a great idea.
Good job. All right, let's get to the calls. We'll start with Judy in Madison. Hi, Judy.
Hi.
What's your question?
My question is, I was wondering if it's time to cut down hydrangeas.
Yeah, Judy, you can do it now, or you can clean your hydrangeas in the spring. If you have the sort of low-growing ones with the blue or pink or white flowers, I always wait and do those in the spring. You're always going to get some dieback, and you can do it in the spring as buds start to pop. You can just trim them back. The PG types, which are the cone-shaped flowers that tend to get a little bit bigger, those, all you need to do right now is just take off the spent flowers, and actually they dry really nicely. So if you want to cut them off and rubber band them and hang them upside down on a hanger, you can put them in your Christmas container arrangements.
Yeah, I have a big job this weekend because I have one of those.
Yes, you do.
Lots of flowers.
All right, let's go to Mike in Madison. Hi, Mike. What's your question?
I have a chive plant that is in the pot, and I bring it in the winters, and it's probably 3 years old. And I've cut it down as much as I want to, and it puts out new shoots, but even those shoots look like about the tops of green onions.
Right.
Was there any way to get out to get it to produce the more tender shoots?
Sometimes when chives come, as the season goes on, they get kind of woody. What you want to do is stop it from doing any flowering. So if you're gonna, you can cut it, bring the pot in and cut it back pretty severely. Make sure it gets plenty of sun, and then as the new growth comes up, that will be more edible than the stuff that's been hanging around since midsummer.
Right. Okay.
All right. Thank you for the call. Let's go to James in Madison. Hi, James. What's your question?
Hi. I have some of those potted mums. They're in full bloom right now. Can they be planted in ground? And if so, is there a better spot for them?
Yes, they can. Sometimes they're not always winter hardy. It depends on the winter and it depends on the source of the mums, but you can plant it. They like good drainage and they like a full sun spot, and you're going to want to, since you're planting them kind of late, once the ground freezes around Thanksgiving or early December, you're going to want to put some mulch or some evergreen boughs or some hay or something over the crowns of the plant to keep them from heaving out of the soil as the ground freezes and thaws through the winter.
Okay. All right. I love the big mums at this time of the year.
I've seen some this year that have come back, and they look like
they're beautiful.
Like footstools.
Let's go to Paige in Madison. Hi, Paige. What's your question?
I was wondering, I didn't realize, but I planted some tomato plants outside of my garage, and I didn't know, is that the best kind of soil to use to help plant tomato plants, or should I use a regular garden soil?
Well, I plant mine in pots because tomatoes get really, they like to be moved from place to place in the garden. So if you had a big vegetable garden, like every year you would move it to a different spot. So we call it rotational or crop rotation. Because a lot of tomato diseases kind of the soil will harbor them. I would say, though, if you're right next to a foundation, you're certainly going to want to improve that soil. Garden soil at along foundations is typically pretty alkaline, and sometimes there's a lot of junk from the backfill. So next spring, if you had problems with getting a good crop this year, maybe replace that soil with some good garden soil. It doesn't have to be potting soil, and definitely make sure that this is a full sun spot.
Okay, yeah, they like lots of sun.
They do like lots of sun.
All right, Jack in Madison, you're up. What's your question?
Hi. Thank you for taking my call. Lisa, I'd like to ask you, once you carve a pumpkin, do you have any remedies for extending the life of the pumpkin after it's carved, like rinsing it out with something?
I've heard a couple of things. I have heard that you can spray all the cut surfaces with like a Clorox bleach spray or a bleach water spray. Okay. And that will help keep back any bacteria from forming.
And mold?
And mold. And if you're not putting them out and you just want to carve them ahead and keep them for Halloween, I put them in like plastic grocery bags and put them in the refrigerator, and they keep quite nicely that way. So sometimes I can carve them like a week or 10 days out.
Okay, that sounds good. Well, thank you very much.
You're welcome.
All right, we have time for another call?
I think so, quickly.
All right, Doris in Sun Prairie. Hi, Doris.
Hi. Lisa, I have, I have some begonia succulents. They're probably 6-7 inches tall, and I'm going to transplant them. Watering is the first thing. How much do I need to water them, and what is the best place in the house to keep them?
So did you say begonias or succulents?
Begonias.
Begonias. So you're going to want to use just good potting soil. You don't want the pot to be too big. You want to watch the watering so that, you let the pot dry out completely between watering. And they're going to need like an east window for begonias would be best. So morning sun, but not that hot afternoon sun.
All right, we're out of time. Thank you all for calling in. Lisa, thank you for your time. Happy Halloween.
You guys too.
Thanks, Lisa. We'll see you soon.
Yeah.
We'll have a final check of your forecast coming up.
At Harker Heating and Cooling, you can save a whole bunch of money when you buy a furnace. You know what's even better? Saving even more money when you purchase a furnace and an air conditioner at the same time.
Harker Heating and Cooling.
Yes, I saw your national TV ad with Joe in it, and I'm really excited about all those extra benefits and free services you say the government just authorized. It's not available where I live? Wait, read the disclaimer? Who are you people?
National call centers. They're just not the way to go when you can meet with a trusted and knowledgeable Medicare insurance agent from Informed Choice Insurance Agency. Because nobody knows your local hospitals, doctors, and pharmacies like your local Informed Choice Insurance agent.
I tried a laxative that's both gentle and fast.
Great tasting Dalcolac Soft Chews works naturally with the water in your body in as little as 30 minutes. Puts you comfortably in control. Dalcolac Soft Chews.
Just outside of a town called Basic is Basic Lake, where families gather together for some basic fun. And if you have the 2021 Nissan Rogue with 5 drive modes, you can climb above basic and find a trail where no one else goes. The 2021 Nissan Rogue. Anything but basic.
Get 0% financing for up to 72 months on 13 models, or save up to $4,262 on select models.
At Harker Heating and Cooling, you can save a whole bunch of money when you buy a furnace. You know what's even better? Saving even more money when you purchase a furnace and an air conditioner at the same time.
Harker Heating and Cooling.
Tonight at 5, after recent student protests, the principal at Madison East is reassigned. Find out how the school is transitioning. Plus, the state assembly's abortion bill battles continue. Hear what both sides had to say today. That's on News 3 Now at 5.
And welcome back. One last look here at our 10-day forecast. It'll be rainy here for tomorrow. More chances of showers on Friday, but then we fall into a very nice dry pattern just in time for the holiday weekend. Have a happy Halloween. It's looking like it's going to be a pretty nice one, but also stay tuned. We'll be right back with more right after this.
What makes new Salonpas Arthritis Gel so good for arthritis pain? Salonpas contains the most prescribed topical pain relief ingredient. It's clinically proven, reduces inflammation, and comes in original prescription strength. Salonpas, it's good medicine.
I've seen how cancer can affect the people I care about. That's why I'm helping protect myself against some cancers, like certain cancers caused by HPV. For most people, HPV clears on its own. But for those who don't clear the virus, HPV can lead to certain cancers in both women and men. Gardasil 9 is the only vaccine that helps protect adults through age 45 against certain diseases caused by HPV, including cervical, vaginal, vulvar, anal, and certain head and neck cancers, such as throat and back of mouth cancers, and genital warts. Gardasil 9 doesn't protect everyone and does not treat cancer or HPV infection. Your doctor may recommend screening for certain HPV-related cancers. Women still need routine cervical cancer screenings. You shouldn't get Gardasil 9 if you've had an allergic reaction to the vaccine, its ingredients, or are allergic to yeast. Tell your doctor if you have a weakened immune system, are pregnant, or plan to be. The most common side effects include injection site reactions, headache, fever, nausea, dizziness, tiredness, diarrhea, abdominal pain, and sore throat. Fainting can also happen after getting Gardasil 9. For women and men through age 45 who have not been vaccinated, talk to your doctor or pharmacist about your risk for certain HPV-related cancers and Gardasil 9. Help protect yourself.
An official message from Medicare.
What's up? Mary and I just compared Medicare plans. Found one that's going to save us money all next year. Dang, I told you it was open enrollment. Yes, you did. We used the plan finder at Medicare.gov. Oh, I see what you mean. Makes it easier to compare health and prescription plans. They sure can change year to year.
Compare plans now at Medicare.gov. Open enrollment ends December 7th.
Hey, honey, let's take a look.
Paid for by the U.S. Department of Health and Human Services.
Guys, if you're suffering from erectile dysfunction, Peak Performance for Men has a natural solution that can help you today. That's right. Stop wasting money on pills and inferior technology that hurts and just masks your ED. Fix it for good. The best part, our ED treatment is non-invasive, painless, and you can get back to your natural functionability after just a few short in-office sessions. Call us today and mention this ad and your initial consultation is free. We are Madison's trusted specialist and only national erectile dysfunction provider. Call Peak Performance for Men today.
In today's Final Touch, an amazing moment caught on camera that will make you catch your breath.
It involves sharks and surfers. We're not sure what's more unsettling about this drone video of surfers and white sharks captured off the Southern California coast. The fact that the sharks are swimming so close to the surfers, or that the surfers are seemingly oblivious to these swimming predators. Photographer Scott Fairchild posted the stunning videos to his Instagram account after his drone camera captured the close encounters near San Diego. Local experts say the white sharks appear to be juveniles and likely enjoy the coastal waters for their warmth and abundance of food, but local media reports white shark attacks are rare for the area. Thankfully, no one was injured in this captivating and close-up encounter. It's right below you, Guy.
Maybe better not to know.
All right, everybody's safe. That's good. That's our time for now. Thanks for watching. We'll see you back here again tomorrow. News 3 Now at 5 starts right now.